Hi everyone, my name is Chloe and today I'm going to be making a video about Black women and femininity. There has been a lot of conversation around the topic of femininity and Black womanhood, and really I think I want to have my say and comment on some of the things that have been said around what Black womanhood is. Should we be trying to fit these ideas of femininity that were never truly designed for us to be a part of in the beginning? And overall, how I view the world and how I feel we as a community need to start challenging ourselves and understanding what really benefits us and what really leads to our downfall. First of all, I want to start off by acknowledging the obvious, right? When it comes to this femininity conversation, within the experiences of Black women, some Black women are seen as more feminine or traditional than others. And that links to skin color. So as a light-skinned woman, I think it's the right thing to do to acknowledge that at the start of this video in terms of my experiences and my privileges. I'm also thin. I'm also cis. This is a wig. This is not what my hair looks like, let's be honest. But there are politics around that in terms of how I'll be perceived. By reinforcing this idea that dark-skinned Black cis women are the ones that it's their responsibility to portray themselves in a certain way, to change the way that they dress, to change the way that they put their makeup on, and all these kind of things in order to have a better life, is something that has always bothered me when I've seen these videos recommended on my YouTube, right? I am here for all Black women, right? And these channels do not include all Black women. It's a way of encouraging people to change to fit a standard, as I said before, which was never intended, right? It's drenched with respectability. It's all about, aspiring for a certain treatment, which even if you adapt and change yourself, you're not guaranteed. And that kind of brings me to my second point in terms of how femininity is demonized. Its association with Women X, with us, is why femininity is hated so much, which is why with gender variant people or, femme presenting, cis male, Black gay men in particular, they are heavily demonized and not viewed in the way that femme white gay man is, right? So there's all these different aspects in terms of how people are viewed, and femininity creates an environment where it is justified for violence to be inflicted on you. There is a war against femininity, whether it's in relation to cis women, trans women, right? Femininity is not something that cis women own, cis straight women in particular. And I think that it's important that we emphasize that, especially from what I've seen in relation to For Harriet and her reaction to a lot of the backlash she received from people who are part of this movement. It's not something I support. It's not something I agree with. It's just reinforcing this kind of exclusive club, which as a working class Black woman, I dislike. When you actually look at the messages and what underlined in what it is saying, and then the fact that some of these creators are transphobic, I am not interested. There needs to be more cis women standing up for Black trans women, because it's all about becoming thinner, becoming more traditionally feminine. And there is no denying that when you are more desirable in society's sense and you appeal to that male gaze, that you will be treated differently. But this does not mean that you will not experience violence. This is not the issue. You are not the issue. And I think it's important that we emphasize that. We are not the issue. Dark-skinned Black women are not the issue, whether they are cis or trans, right? Fat Black women are not the issue. The issue is a society which demonizes all of us, right? And there should be more focus on that and the root of these issues in white supremacy and how blackness, how Black womanhood has been constructed in a particular way. I understand wanting to reject, the stereotypes and how people perceive us and dehumanize us and how we're not protected, but is that my issue? Is that my issue that they're unable to see my value, my humanity, that I'm worthy, that I have human rights? That's not my issue. That's a them issue. That's a cishet black male issue. That's a white people issue. That's a, cis people issue, depending on where you're looking from. That's an able-bodied people issue. It's on them to do the work, not us. We shouldn't have to change the way that we look. Dark-skinned Black women, we are the ones that should be prioritizing them. And as I always say on this channel, creating a space for them to be themselves, not to change, to be themselves unapologetically. That is the world I want, and that is the world that so many of us, specifically in the Black feminist space, imagine, right? We don't like capitalism. We don't like patriarchy. We don't like white supremacy. We don't like cis heteronormativity. We want all of it gone. We don't want ableism. We want a world where everyone within the Black community can be themselves. What we really need to realize, especially within the group of Black women, and I'm saying all Black women here, right, is that we don't have anybody but ourselves. The sooner we realize that trying to fit doesn't benefit us, the quicker we can work together. Let me know what you think about the Black women and femininity sort of discussion and dialogue below. Have you seen some of these Black femininity channels? What do you think about them? As long as I'm happy, the male gaze, all of this, I'm sorry, I haven't got energy. I wasted a lot of energy as a teenager, as a child, thinking about all of that, how I'll be read and perceived.